tonight's topic is a very interesting protocol, which we call Coherent Enlightened Body Treatment Protocol. But it has also, since it was designed, it also acquired some other names. Sometimes we call it 20-minute miracle protocol, something for transformation. And it's also another name, BioHD. Meaning bring it on. But what bio stands for bring it on, but HD, it's still a mystery to me. It's Dr. David actually come up with that HD thing. So
it's the healing dose.
Oh, healing dose. Okay, so bio HD.
The other part of the program, you could call it get the energy you need to do the stuff that has to be done.
But also very interesting name for it. NIHDS and DBS, noticeable increase good stuff, noticeable decrease bad stuff. So, many names, and you're welcome to create one of your own. I personally like 20-minute miracle the most, but you will find out for yourself.
And part of this program is to get your SCENAR and get your laser, and if you have the healing blanket with you now, because we're actually going to do this in mass. So
absolutely. So in the beginning of the program, we want to tell you a story. Dr. David, your story, your own.
I had a call from a woman who was incredibly distressed. She has all of the healing fusion equipment, and basically just being on the phone, it was like she was going to have a coronary. And before we went any further, I'm going to call this person G. I said, G, what is your stress level right now? And she says, it is a 9. I go, well, where are you holding your most pain? Well, I'm holding it in my neck and shoulders, and it's 9 out of 10 for pain, for tightness. This woman is an incredible massage therapist, and her wrist pain and discomfort was a 4. The stress was so much that she had rashes all over her body, and G felt hopeless and desperate and just no way out. So on the phone, we said, hey, let's do this new Coherent Enlightened Body treatment right now. Let's take your blanket and put it around you. Let's take that soft laser and we're going to put it on your thymus. And also we're going to take the SCENAR and put it on C7 and also on the coccyx if it does go to dose. And then I asked her to please call me back in 20 minutes or 25 minutes after she's completed. This is the miracle that happened. After 20 minutes, G felt like a miracle occurred. She now was coherent and she felt much better. In fact, when she called back on the phone, I didn't recognize her. Her stress level was now a low 3 instead of being a 9. The rashes subsided substantially. The pain in the neck and the shoulders went from a 9 down to a 3 and a 4. She could now move her head in a circle without pain. Her range of motion increased. And interestingly, even though we didn't work directly on that area, or she did, her wrist pain and discomfort was now lighter, maybe a low 3. And most of all, she now had hope. She felt centered, and she really felt she could get on with life. G said this body program was a miracle, and she truly was a different person on the phone. She couldn't believe how simple it was. So to summarize, this is what's going on. Before the Coherent body treatment, her 9 then went to a low 3. Pain in neck and the shoulders went from a 9 to a 3. Her wrist pain went from a 4 to a 3. Body rashes went from, like you could say, 8 out of a 10 down to a 5. Energy level, and this is a real big one. Her energy before was a 3, and her bucket filled up all the way to a 7. Emotions went from hopelessness, desperateness, depressed, to centered, positive, and hopeful. Wow.
During that protocol, all 3 fusion tools were utilized. She was wrapped in a blanket. She was using her Q1000, and was it a dove or a COSMODIC?
It was a dove.
It was a dove, and it was a dove.
And I believe it was a sea dove.
Yeah, okay, so COSMODIC depth. So all three components of fusion were utilized for about 20 minutes. So that much of a shift in 20 minutes. So we want you guys to experience similar shift too. Hopefully you are not that stressed, so you will not need that dramatic of a change, but let's try. So if you have your fusion tools with you, let's do as follows. In the beginning, you will need your pen and the pencil and a piece of paper to do the pre-treatment assessment, because we need to know how much of a shift happened. We will be assessing your stress level. Of course, all the assessment is subjective. We will be assessing your physical state, energy level, and pain if you have any. Mental state, clarity of thoughts, working capacity, memory, and concentration. Your emotional state, your mood, any strong emotions you may be experiencing at this very moment. And also even your spiritual state, like what's the level of your creativity right now, and what's the level of your love capacity. We will be assessing it on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 being nothing, and 10 being the worst or the best case scenario. So let's assess your stress level. What's your stress level right now? Write it down. Is it 9? Is it 2? Is it 1? 1 being not stressed at all. Close your eyes and just assess it. Subjectively, no biggie if you do not assess it correct way. It's just for you. The second, you will be, let's assess your energy level. So what is it now? 0 being I don't have any energy. 10, your energy is burning. So what's in between?
Or another way to look at it is how much energy is in your tank or in your bucket.
Again, I doubt very much that in the end of the day people have the energy, but you never know.
I was at a 2, but you were at a 6, so let's get you up there.
Okay. Next, pains. Most of us have pain in the neck and shoulders. So let's separate this pain from all the others. So let's assess pain and tightness in your neck and shoulders. Write down the figure. And if you have any other pronounced pain or pains, mark it down. 1 or 2 or 3. You know how to do it now. Now let's see mental state. Let's put what's your clarity of thoughts. 0 being totally foggy to 10 being feeling as an Einstein. Memory. I don't know how to assess that, but that's subjective. Okay, concentration. Well, you can probably assess concentration. Now, emotions. And emotions, you can't really assess on a scale from 0 to 10. Maybe you can if you have one constant emotion. But we suggest just do it, kind of describe a few that you feel the most now. And your spiritual state, your love capacity, your creativity. So if you close your eyes, how much do you love the world and everyone else in this world? And how much do you love yourself at this very moment? Okay, so that would be pre-treatment state. And now let's go to the protocol. First part of the protocol. Let's wrap ourselves in SOLARIS Blanket. Put the blanket on your chair and wrap yourself in the blanket as much as you can. Would be great if you can wrap a little bit of your head, but if it's inconvenient, just leave it on the shoulders and create the cocoon state. The more you cocoon yourself in a blanket, the better. And you can just keep watching computer screen. You will not be doing anything for the next 15-20 minutes, but listening to us. So relax, wrap yourself in a blanket. Take your soft laser and put it on your heart chakra.
Now, if you only have a soft laser out there, then that's what you're going to do, since you can't wrap yourself in a blanket.
Absolutely. If you don't have the blanket, then just keep your soft laser with your left hand if you're right-handed, or right hand if you're left-handed. You will need the other hand.
Stick it on the thymus area, the heart area.
Thymus is not quite the heart area, so it should be a little lower than that.
Anywhere around that area is good.
Okay. So it's mode 2 for your Q1000. And for your Q10?
Mode 2 or mode 3 is great.
Mode 2 or mode 3. You will be keeping it there for several cycles. So just keep it there.
And if you don't have the soft laser or the blanket, then the next step is going to be where you're going to go and spend more time with, and that's with your Dove.
So now take your scanner, if it's a Dove or COSMODIC. On the top of the slide you see Dove. In the middle there are Doves, and on the bottom is a 735 or 715. Whatever you have, put it right on a C7. C7 is the last cervical vertebra, or the most prominent vertebra on the neck. If you slide your finger down the spine on the neck, it will be the first vertebra that sticks out. You will need to dose the C7. So if you have only one scanner, and most of you probably do have just one, put it on a C7 and let it dose. You may need to keep it there with your hand, or what you can do also, you can actually put a strap around or put it behind the collar, so it keeps the machine on a C7, and your hands are still free. So you need to dose the C7. After you dose the C7, you need to dose your coccyx. If you have two scanners, you can do it at the same time. You stick your Dove behind your belt and another scanner on the neck, and you just leave it there, let the dose. If you have only one, then suggestion, dose C7 first and then go dose the coccyx. In the meanwhile, you are doing it sitting in the blanket, for those who have the blanket, and keeping your laser on your heart chakra. So all three components of the fusion are working on you at the same time. Again, Dove or COSMODIC on C7, your laser Q1000 on Q10 on the heart chakra, and keep redoing the cycles.
Mode 2 and mode 5 are great.
Mode 5 is good too, as a universal healing mode. And doing it under the blanket would be the best. But if it's not comfortable for you to do, then you can just wrap the bottom part of your body in the blanket and leave your hands out. In any way you can utilize these three components is good. Anything is better than nothing. So if one of the moments is uncomfortable for you in one way or the other, do the other components. If you only have scanners, just do the scanner part. If you only have a laser, do just the laser part. And if you have just the blanket, just wrap yourself in the blanket. Still will work fine. So that's it. That's the main components of the protocol. And now sit, relax, and listen to us. There are few of the names of this protocol. Noticeably decrease bad stuff, noticeably increase good stuff. That's what we are doing. We are doing Bio HD protocol. Bring it on.
Bring it on!
Coherent enlightened body treatment.
Actually, after typically in the middle of the day, you're kind of, I don't know about you, but I know I'm feeling a little put the blanket around us for 10-15 minutes, use the soft laser, put the Dove or any of the other scanner devices on C7 and then after that, then it's okay, bring it on, we can get going.
Well, 20-minute miracle. So it will take about 20, depending on the level of your stress, it takes about 15 to 20, 25 to 30 minutes to really get that state. Well, guys, what we wanted to underline is that stress is redistribution of energy. When you're in condition of chronic stress, your energy is all in upper part of the body. It's in your head and shoulders. And by stress relief, in the way that we are doing, we are not removing any energy. We are not taking it away from the body. All we are doing, we are transforming. We're transforming the energy of stress in a positive energy of dealing with the challenge. So you are redistributing the energy, and various parts of the fusion help to do it in a different way. Blanket helps energy redistribution directly, because the body sees itself in a mirror, it sees where it's too much energy and starts sending it to where it's not enough. The blanket is involved in a redistribution of electrical charges on the body surface, and that way creates better conditions for our energy system for functioning. So energy will, blanket will redistribute energy directly. The scanner will reset the energy system, because our C7 is a major junction box. So with the scanner being on C7, and in this situation scanner is even better than the COSMODIC, it will reset your energy system, and a scanner on your coccyx will directly stimulate the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, or your pelvic plexus, nervous plexus, which is parasympathetic. Coccyx is one of the few places where parasympathetic system comes to the surface of the body. So here you have basically direct access to the parasympathetic nervous system, and you can stimulate it. It's very good just before going to bed, before falling asleep. Just put your dove on the coccyx, and that would be probably the best for sleeping. Now the laser will make your energy system more coherent, because when you're in stress, you are all over the place. Your energy is very chaotic. Laser, being a source of coherent light, by definition makes this energy coherent, and plus laser will increase the energy resources, so it will fill your bucket. So as you see, all three components do deal with stress a little differently, but in the end of the day, all they do, they transform the energy of stress that you have into positive, creative and healing energy. So it's not taking away, it's not removing stress, it's transforming stress. Now, Dr. David will tell you the story that actually was a coherent enlightened body treatment, but that was not just to relieve the stress. It was to improve the pretty bad condition that one of the ladies that we met at our Transformational Health Systems Winter Conference in the Bahamas had. Gail came to the conference with pneumonia, pretty bad. And she would never got to that, but she for some reason believed that if she gets to that conference she will meet someone who is going to help her. And sure enough, people actually from life practitioners, she's a life practitioner, they directed her to our room, and we worked on her. We actually performed the Coherent Enlightened Body Treatment Protocol for her for about 30 minutes to relieve stress, of course, because she was under pretty tremendous stress, but also to relieve her condition, bronchopneumonia. At the same time, at the conference, in a room next to us, we had another group do their training and teaching, and it was Thornton Streeter with his polycontrast interference photography. So what we did, we took the pictures of Gail before the treatment and after the treatment.
If you look right here on the left-hand side, you'll see this tremendous amount of redness right here, all of this congestion, we could call it. And then after the 20-minute treatment, can you see how much less red that there is, and how much this place over here has decreased?
Actually, what Dr. Streeter was saying is that look at the green that is breaking through the red, because red obviously is the sign of inflammation, and we want some more green stuff. So on this slide, it's not too much of a green that you can see, like right over here, breaking through, compared to the previous picture, but you can much better see it on the next slide, which would be the back. So on the back you can see definitely lots of green now after 20 minutes. So what Dr. Streeter was saying, that he never saw any technology that would give you about 30% improvement in 20 minutes.
Yeah, he was blown away. And Dr. Streeter's job is to assess different healing devices basically on the planet. And he was blown away in a very favorable way, that he'd never seen anything be this powerful that quickly.
So that was, and tell how Gail felt after.
Well, the tremendous thing is Gail's energy went from about a -1, I think. Or I think she would say.
Well, she didn't have any energy,
yeah,
period.
She basically was walking hunched over and, oh, I'm not going to live, and could hardly talk anyway with the bronchial pneumonia. And at the end of that 20-minute treatment, she was like at about a better than a 10, actually, and in her heart area. But she could breathe, and she had just so much more energy. And every day that we saw her after the conference and after that treatment, she's like, I'm human again. I'm alive. You know, and how just 20-minute treatment could make such a huge difference for someone who had bronchial pneumonia. So.
And of course, her stress level did decrease substantially.
If you wanted to see this, you just go to www.laserscanarfusion.com.
Because we have a video, the entire video of the entire procedure.
And at the bottom of that website is some videos, and I believe it's video number 2 or number 3. And you will be able to watch that in total. So, and also listen very much to what Dr. Streeter is saying, how this poly contrast interference photography is showing, again, a wonderful demonstration or before and
after. Yeah, we are sorry that we cannot play his voice for you guys, but it's just interfering with our recording. So,
now it's time to see where you guys are. For those of you who are doing it, we're now going to open the call back up. So we
and you do self-assessment now. You can now also put on a piece of paper how you're feeling after. We realized it wasn't a long time, but still
more than 20 minutes.
Okay, so you should feel some difference now. So you again assess your stress level, your energy level, your pain and tightness in the neck and shoulders, your other pains, your mental state, your emotions, and your spiritual state. So mark them down on the scale from 0 to 10 and see what happened.
And the next part is the Coherent body treatment protocol. And how we can utilize it is for yourself and your family, preparation for stressful events, dealing with the consequences of stressful events. Wow, has that been just powerful. To remove anxiety, I can't tell you how many clients we have worked with, incredibly anxious, and just 15-20 minutes and they're in a normal state.
If you guys expecting to go for an important meeting and you're just freaking out, if your teenager is ready to go for an exam and is freaking out, or you went through exam or on a date, or you went through exam, or you went through a stressful meeting, just 15 minutes before or after, and you will sleep better, you will feel better, and your anxiety level will drop and you will perform much better. Of course, that's for yourself and family and friends.
Many of our health practitioners are charging between $40 and $50 for this 15 to 20 minute. Chiropractors are doing it very much in their offices. Dental offices are also doing it, and you're using a chiropractic assistant or even a receptionist. We don't really need a, quote, health practitioner to wrap someone in a blanket, put the C-Dove or the Dove on them or the other SCENAR device, to put the low-level laser. It's been really powerful to do it in the waiting room. That's been great, because it's a wonderful, wonderful way for people in the waiting room to get a wonderful benefit before they come in. Dental offices are great for that. So.
Well, again, dental procedure is a stressful event, so we want prevent people from actually going into condition of stress. But also, if your clients came to you already in the condition of stress, you know, especially if you're a holistic health practitioner, you know that your treatments such as acupuncture, such as homeopathic treatment, or any kind of Reiki work, or any kind of basically holistic modality hardly work if your client is in a condition of stress. So in order for your subtle energetic treatments to be even effective, you have to take your clients out of a stressful condition. And even for chiropractors to relax their muscles and to create a better condition for you to work and to get better effect of treatment. So while they're in a waiting room, that's what you do. You just, you know, wrap them and stick the laser there, or put the scanner on C7 or on the, especially on the tailbone. So whatever you have at your disposal, just give it to them, and while they're waiting for your procedure.
In a work setting, many times, just in our office, one of our people, Jeannie or Tanya or even someone else, would come in, and the look of death was on because maybe they might have been in a car accident or something happened with the child, or they got a weird phone call, and hey, no work's going to be done then, so let's just wrap them in the blanket, put the soft laser on them, put the dove on it, and watch the miracle occur in how they come back to life like a withered flower back into blooming again. And what a difference.
And you can, if you need to talk to them, you can talk to them while they are in the blanket with the scanner and the dove. You can do your typical whatever doctor's talk you do. You can do it while your clients are in that blanket and with the devices.
Yeah, actually, counseling sessions have been profound in that.
Yeah, so they will even take your advice better.
Right.
That's exactly it.
And actually, the psychologist should be doing that.
Absolutely.
While they are they're having
in the session. In the session.
No. They should be doing it to themselves in the session.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Oh, you do that too. You can do that
too.
So
you have to buy 2 sets. One
so okay,
for you,
okay. So if you're a psychiatrist or psychologist or shrink, so let the client be in the blanket. And while you're listening to a client, be in the blanket yourself and have your laser and the scanner on yourself.
You want to share the same blanket? Or
no, at the same time. At the same time. So, we will be doing it to create the better condition for therapy, to enhance the effect of your therapy, and also very important to calm down the agitated clients, which we all know create so much problems, as well as animals. And Dr. Cindy, if you're out there and listening to us, that is actually wrapping your little clients in the blanket would be an awesome way of
animal clients, right?
Yeah, animal clients, in awesome way to preparing them for any procedure. It calms them right down. They love it. And if you don't have the blanket, then just shine a little resonating laser on them. Or because you have the 735, put it on the C7 or at the base of the tail. It would be the analog of a coccyx. So it calms them right down too. So
sometimes we've done this procedure, and in the next few slides we'll get involved in that, where we almost need a bobbit move.
Now, let's see, sometimes we do some modifications to the above protocol. What we showed you and told you is the minimum, it's the very, very bare bones of the technique. So, C7, coccyx with the scanner or the COSMODIC, your Q1000 or Q10 on the heart chakra and the blanket. But sometimes, if you are experiencing the particular stressful conditions, or you have a headache, or you need a concentration, then you will be using your laser on 2 upper chakras also. You will put your laser on the 3rd eye, as you can see on the first picture, and on a very upper chakra, so on the top of your head, for 1 cycle each. So, or maybe for several, but depending on how much time you have. 3rd eye on mode 2, and also top of your head, mode 2 or mode 5. That's laser. And what you can do with the dove, if you don't have a laser or the dove, or only have the dove or COSMODIC, and it's better to do with the dove, we found, it's to stimulate some points that are utilized in emotional freedom technique or for tapping for EFT.
So many times I'll actually, we've had situations where literally the person that we came into the office was going to blow a gasket. You know, you swear that they were going to have a stroke, or the depression was so significant that, you know,
suicidal, basically.
Yeah. Lights are on, no one's home, and they're ready to slit their wrists. So what we'll do is we'll use the dove, or we'll use the scanner on these emotional points with one hand.
You see them in red on the screen.
And also we'll tap there too, and you'll see another picture there.
So here is Dr. David at the same time tapping with one hand and putting the dove in massaging motions. And you can just keep the dove on a point, or you can massage the point with the dove, or you even can tap a little bit with the dove. Just don't do it too much, not to damage the machine. Actually, we like to massage the point, and mostly in the circular motions clockwise. But just do it as you feel comfortable.
Hey, you know, I had my laser then on the coccyx.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
So if we have the laser, we're putting that then also on the coccyx, you know, or another way to put it, we're sticking it in our drawers in the back while we do these other points.
So just combine in any way you want. But you're tapping one point, you're putting your scanner on the other point. So you can influence the several points at the same time.
Boy, there's the bottom left picture where the eyes, I'm moving the eyes kind of to the left and to the right to find different spots where it really sticks. And then if we have time, going to dose is great, but still putting the scanner on those parts or tapping is just brilliant and powerful.
So you can actually do that even if you are in public. For example, you do not have a luxury of using your laser or your blanket. You only have your scanner in your purse or in your pocket. So just quickly run into bathroom, or even just sit behind everyone and do this little tapping and little massaging with the dove on the EFT points and that will help you even if you are in public and you don't have this luxury of being
I do it
in
while
isolation.
driving.
Yeah, by the way, Dr. David does do it while driving. Absolutely.
Meaning while driving,
with one of the hands.
Stick the dove in the shorts, right on the sacrum, or put it on as close to C7 as I can, and have the my sweater or my shirt actually pull against it to keep it taut, because I can't always hold it there and drive with the other hand. Lower laser is typically a little lower, or I'll put it in my sweater right on the other, and driving's fine. So that's
the technique, guys. You can modify it, you can add to it depending on how much time you have, but minimum would be 15 minutes. Less than 15 minutes probably will not do much for you, and you can you can enjoy stress-free life as our cat Bella. Stressless, okay. And
less stress,
smell the roses.